One of my good friends, Lucas McKenna, who runs a business himself, often says that if you want to find out about where he's at and how he's feeling, don't ask him, ask the people around him. And I just think that's a brilliant example of the fact that we need feedback from others in order to understand where we're at, because we have these own filters around how we're performing, how we're behaving, how we're treating other people. But we actually need perspective from others in order to understand where we're at now and our potential. So why is it so important? There's definitely lots of reasons. I talk about feedback being a performance enhancer, and not just as far as enhancing the performance of the work that I do in the everyday, but it's how I interact with my team, it's how I interact with the organisation as a whole, it's the conversations I have with my customers, and it's the conversations that I have with my family and friends. So feedback is important because it's actually a stimulus for all of us to be the best versions of ourselves. Yeah, the old performance review. I can't wait to have my review, said no one ever. It's such a shame actually, because there's not a whole lot of people out there that I know that look forward to performance reviews these days. And if we look at the history of where they came from, they were actually started in the 1940s. So, yep, that long ago. And they were put in place as a way for people to measure whether they've been successful to increase their salaries or their bonuses. And they evolved in the 80s, where people were saying, I want more information in the day-to-day about how I'm performing, so insert, let's have some conversations. But it really hasn't progressed much since then. And when I look at and talk to organisations, public, private, across all industries, there's typically a number of reasons around why performance reviews aren't performing. Firstly, what we know is that they're stale. So a lot of managers will save up the information that they've got to give to their employees in the performance reviews. I get this question a lot, and I've actually been asking it for the last 10 years of my working life as well. And what I've come to the conclusion is that the number one reason around why people don't have the conversations that need to be had is fear. We're scared. And let me take you through specifically some of those fears, and hopefully you'll be able to connect with some of these. Firstly, we're worried about damaging the relationship. What if I give them this feedback or this information and the relationship gets worse? Or what if I don't have a good relationship in the first place and actually things get untenable at that stage? So relationship is a big one. Wouldn't it be great if you could just say, yeah, you need to work on how you communicate or how you inspire, flick them off to a one-day program and they come back transformed. That's a bit like doing one session at the gym in the hope that all of a sudden you become buffed and look amazing, but it doesn't work like that. So training doesn't transform individuals or organisations. I'm sure probably a lot of you can relate to being sent to an offsite or going away for 1 or 2 days and learning around how you can become a better leader or better technically or whatever it may be. I know I certainly have had that experience, and I think about one of them 10 years ago where I met great people, I learnt amazing intellectual property, and I actually had all these tools and techniques to be able to inspire my team.